it caused the JSON file where all the topics are managed to be corrupted. Notepad couldn't even read a single thing on it. So Unity failed to read that JSON file. The Loudward bot failed to read that JSON file, so nothing was being written to it, and nothing was being read from it because it was corrupted. And typically, in coding fashion, when one thing doesn't work, the rest of the things don't work. So, yeah, the JSON file wasn't getting read, so it was returning with a null reference exception error, causing the episode manager script to not transition when the script was over, basically. Which is why there was that. Everything just happened. I turned off the fish. I turned off the fish cooldown, so you can still spawn as many as you want. I'm gonna try to keep engagement up as much as I can, because that was the most viewers I've seen in a long time. And the goal here is not to just have a lot of viewers; it's to provide entertainment for more people. That's my end goal. If more people are enjoying it, the happier I am. But yeah, the computer's fine, the topics are fine. If you've submitted a topic, everything's gonna be there. Don't worry, nothing needs to be reset. Though, then again, my power did just go out, so I'm actually not sure about that. Before I go live, I'm actually gonna check that right now. I really hope that topic file survived. Bad news, the JSON file did not survive. There was like 50 kilobytes worth of topics and they're gone. I don't know why that happens though. Yeah, there's no way I can read this file. I'll stay here and give you some updates while I get the stream back up and running. I'll get more income because the rent is insane. The rent is insane. I'm fucking losing it here. It's hard to keep things together and it's hard to keep the stream up. As you see, my computers are kind of going crazy and I've been focusing on some of my more personal projects. I don't know why no one can chat in no one can chat in I just realized no one can chat in the stage. I was just talking to you guys, lol. You guys should be able to speak now. Can you guys speak? In the stage chat. No, you cannot. You should be able to now. So, fellas, what were your thoughts on what just happened today? I didn't mean to lie. I really struggle with how Discord works. Fuck OBS. In a sense, yeah, because for some reason OBS is still doing that thing where it'll just stop. For some reason everything else will keep running, but OBS will just stop. The kilobits go from 6,000 to 0, the frame rate goes from 60 to 1, and it just refuses to respond at that point. I can't exit it, I can't stop the stream, it just kills. And I have to kill it in Task Manager. You should make the stream vertical again. I had 2 streams today. I had the live short stream and the main stream. I'm gonna try dual streaming like that, because I'm trying to get more people in. Because honestly, the average 50 viewers is pretty much a big hit from when we used to have like 300 daily, but that was because my main channel got deleted. I got a Paramount strike, and then the guy that was running that channel, because it didn't belong to me. I just had access to that brand account. I thought it was my brand account. Turns out it was someone else. So they received the email about Paramount taking down a stream, and then they deleted the channel out of panic. So that's what happened to the original Rehydrated channel. And then I made a second Rehydrated channel branded off of my main account. And then Paramount striked that, and then YouTube told me that if they strike down that channel, they'll take down my main channel. So that's what made me make yet another channel. And if you've ever seen that fake Rehydrated sponge channel floating around saying that oh, this channel has been shut down by Paramount, that was made by someone else. That's a fake information. If a channel gets shut down, they're not gonna do something like that. The only way you'd update a channel's information is if you log into it. So that channel just belongs to someone else. And they took the original handle, and then they just kinda fucked with it, I guess. Maybe I'll get the original handle back since it's been long enough. A long chat was a huge mistake. I mean, I like to see what you guys wanna say. I think the glitch was too much power, so the power went out. No, I don't know why my power went out. That just happens randomly, and it's been happening a lot recently this month. It's been a lot more persistent, but only on my computer, so I think this power strip is faulty, or I'm actually just popping a breaker and it's just resetting. It could be that, because I was doing a lot of things at once. Because I got my main computer, my server computer, and I had, like, so much shit open on my main computer, because I'm actually working on some big projects, like, I'm working on short films, I'm working on music, so a lot of power to be used. I could do, like, a little quick Q&A. If anyone else has questions, ask away. Because I am, bored out of my mind. Next was sniff cocaine for 24 hours straight. He'll probably do that on his own time. Tried Streamlabs. I will never use Streamlabs OBS for 2 reasons. One, it is a illegal fork of the original OBS project, but they did it anyway because they don't care. It's more resource intensive, and it has no plugin support. Streamlabs OBS is a bloated mess, and it should not exist. Is Squidward ever gonna be able to walk? He's never walked before, not even in the original AI sponge, so I'm trying to keep to that. Would it help to have an encoder card like an Intel Arc as a second card in the stream PC to take a load off the RTX? That might help, but for some reason the same issue happened while I was using CPU encoding as well, so I don't know what's wrong with it. And as fun as a second GPU would sound, the case I have is not big enough, like, at all. That could also probably contribute to the heat, but I already repasted, so that's fine now. But it is a very it's a very small case. I can barely have both the graphics card and the Wi-Fi card in it. What will you do when summer rolls around when Paramount does its thing? I'll just make another channel. Hoping that this community in the Discord stays long enough to know about the new channel, because a majority of the original audience, the original Rehydrated audience, was mostly on YouTube. So when I lost all those 27,000 subs, they probably think it's gone. They don't know about this new channel, and YouTube's just not pushing this stream out to the algorithm anymore. The first stream I had was, like, everywhere. That's why I was, like, 300 average. This one is not really getting pushed anywhere. Where did you get the idea of making another AI sponge? Well, I enjoyed AI Sponge during my high school year, like my final high school year. I saw it in late 2023 on my laptop at school. I thought it was a neat concept, and that was it. That was basically it. I dropped it when it shut down. I was like, oh, that sucks. And then someone made a rebooted, and then I joined the team on that. And then the people behind rebooted were actually terrible people. The head owner of that channel actually tricked me into playing a game with them, and that game uses peer-to-peer connection. So they were just playing a game with me just to grab my IP. So I don't trust anyone in the AI community for anything anymore. So I've just been doing my own thing, really. And I'm not even gonna talk about Pristine because that's just a waste of time. He can use my assets, so whatever, I don't care anymore. I got my own life to live. I will Smosh channel, not gonna lie. That's sweet. Gorillas. I love your PFP. I love Splatoon. I was originally supposed to play Splatoon earlier today when I got the stream up, but then that mishap happened, so I just had to stay for it, and it was insane. You can't advertise because of Paramount. Don't let that stop you. If you live paranoid, you're not living your life. What was the game? I think Beat Saber. Do you like Gundam? I've heard of it, never really got into it. What do you like to do in Splatoon? One of my favorite things to do in Splatoon is Salmon Run. Because honestly, competitive games, I'm getting tired of competitive games. Like COD was basically one of like the last competitive games I played, and it kind of just drove me down to a negative side. So I've just been stopping competitive play. I'll play Turf War here and there, but I really love playing Salmon Run over the other modes. I haven't done the campaign yet, but I feel like that would be a fun stream to do on my own one time. What is your favorite S1 Rehydrated character? It would have to be honestly, it would have to be Larry because I love when his voice breaks. When his voice breaks, it is my favorite thing ever. And favorite character in general, Sandy. I really like Sandy. What was your reaction when what made you allow this thing to happen to Squidward? Honestly, I just saw it happen, and I was just kind of letting it sit while I was trying to figure out what the issue was. And then I found the issue, and then I just turned over, and suddenly I saw like 20 fish in the room, and I'm like, oh, wow. So I was like, I'm gonna leave it going for a little bit, see what happens. Because I was very, what's it called? I lost the words. Interested, curious, whatever. Can I make the pre-order streams available to public again? I would rather have the newer streams public and the old ones private, because the old ones don't really show where the source is from. But these new updates, I've made sure that I plastered it with the name and where I'm streaming to, so that way people can't take it anymore. And if they do take it, it'll just route back to here. What TTS do you use? It uses the fake you service, but a couple of voices are locally ran. But either way, they use Tacotron. I am not adding Skibidi Toilet to Sponge AI because it is not a SpongeBob character, nor is it SpongeBob related at all. I could consider anything else if it was at least slightly SpongeBob related. Which joke do you hate the most? All of the loud ones. I'm honestly not a fan of the strokes anymore. Like it's the same thing. It's the same repetitive stuff over and over. You can look up a video on YouTube and it's the same exact thing. I don't know why people insist on doing it to the live stream, but I did a poll. That's what people want, so I figured just turn it on. I wrote a compressor so it's not as loud, but for some reason it'll still randomly be loud because Deezaath wrote a thing where the characters have like a 10% chance of just being loud for no reason, but it's whatever. Let the background fish speak occasionally. I don't know how I would implement that, honestly. I actually could talk to someone that I know that has worked on an Alu plugin for one of their lethal mods, and it allowed like TTS to play over their items. Maybe I can have like a TTS play over the fish when you give it text, but I would need Deezaath's help because Deezaath wrote this fish system, but that'd be an idea I could relay to him. Unfortunately, Deezaath has been just cold silent. I don't know what's wrong with him. I hope he's okay, and he hasn't responded in like forever. I really do hope he's doing okay, and I'm really worried. You plan on adding new sound effects for the fun command? I can see if there's an array somewhere, and if there is, I can take some sound ideas. The moment I find that array, I'll ask you guys to send me some sound effects. It's got to be SpongeBob related though. Don't send me some stupid metal pipe shit. How could Doodlebob be an AI sponge? That could be an option. He could work like Gary, where he doesn't really say words, but yeah. Yummer Easter egg be possible? Again, it's gotta be SpongeBob related. Opinions on Left 4 Dead. I never played it, someone gifted me the second game like 5 or 6 years ago, and I never opened it. You know if the power outage is localized to where you live? Honestly, I don't even know if it's a power outage. Like, just all my computers shut off, everything got quiet, but my base stations are still on, the lights were still on, so honestly, I think I just broke a breaker because it restarted instantly. What thing about AI Sponge makes you mad? Like I said, it's the strokes. I don't like the loud strokes. The natural ones are fucking hilarious. I don't like the forced ones. And we try to compensate for those that don't like it as well by adding the compressor and that roll to at least give your, or at least make your topic transformative or whatever. You like Ferret? Ferret's fine. Rate the PFP. It's SpongeBob. How long did it take to train Bubble Bass's voice for Talkatron 2? You'd have to ask Terry Tennyson. She's the one that did the training. I wouldn't know. If you want to get pinged for streams, just get the role. Adding Fred. I don't know who Fred is, actually. Your least favorite AI Sponge character. Well, it's gotten to the point where it's Plankton. I fucking hate Plankton, and I hate the Dr. Jr. Like, it's gotten so old, so not even fast. It was fun for a little while, but it's been going on for like 7 to 8 months. I'm tired. I am so tired of hearing that. Are you considering entering another character? If I could, I would. It's just the thing, I don't know who to contact for models and voice models. I know I could get Terry to do voice models, but for the actual 3D models, I'd have to like find something on Sketchfab or something. I don't know. Will French narrator ever get proper ragdoll physics? I don't know. He was just a random model I found on Sketchfab. Fred is the my leg guy. Well, that would conflict because all the background fish already yell my leg whenever they get hit by something. Yeah, Doodlebell will be flat. I'm sorry, I just saw this. Nosferatu. Maybe I could add Nosferatu. I don't really think anyone would ever made a model for him. It'd be very interesting if someone did. Can we make Sandy's helmet shatter? No, but I know if she gets struck, it does split off of her body. At least it's supposed to. I know it broke in an update, but I think it got fixed. I don't know. I didn't touch that part. Deezaath did something. Scum can stroke from abbreviations. I don't know. That wasn't directed towards me. Make it a picture of him near the light switch whenever he's. So just it's just gonna be a still image whenever he speaks. That's so we just lose all camera motion. It's not gonna be 3D. It's just gonna overlay an image. Except Nosferatu doesn't speak, so it could just be the subtitles of what he's supposed to say, and I don't know. I could mute the music whenever it turns to him and add some creepy ambience. Maybe I'll make my own ambience because I do sound design, so maybe I'll do that. Add the talking fish ad on the news. I do have his voice on Fake You. I don't know how I would implement it though because there's already a lot of complicated shit going on in the current news anchor. It took us several months to develop. It was one of the hardest things to implement in the AI Sponge. The news segment was super hard. This is Tudema from Nosferatu on Sketchfab. The dead, because the voice actors for those two they're not alive. So if I were to utilize their voices for AI purposes, that would be the most disrespectful thing ever. So that's why I'm not planning on adding Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. Maybe if voice actors, like I know there are voice actors that can replicate their voices very well. If I could get permission to use their voices, maybe at least. At that point, maybe, but that is like way too far into the future. Could Sleepy Time Gary ever get added again? I don't know what Sleepy. Oh, you mean like the one where like from the Dreams episode? Maybe what is your favorite SpongeBob episode? Honestly, it has been so long since I've seen SpongeBob, I'd have to watch it again. I had so many SpongeBob episodes on DVD. Maybe possible have the guy with the piano that's in the Nutbar singing map. His model's already there. Maybe we need a voice. Yeah, his model's in there, but he kind of just he just exists there. Can add mall maps. Well, it's not just easy as adding a map. I'd have to like get the 3D model, add spawn points for the characters, and a lot of other shit. That's why it took so long to get Rock Bottom out, because sure, we got the map ripped from the game, but actually setting it up to be an actual scene that's usable, that's the hard part. And then Deezaath went out of his way to make it look prettier. Like, he did such a fantastic job on Rock Bottom. Were most of your SpongeBob DVDs scratched up bad? No, I took good care of my equipment. I still have like my DSi from Christmas 2009 or something, and it still works great today. I always took care of my electronics. Where is Deezaath? I don't know. He's been quiet. He hasn't been responsive either, so I'm honestly a little worried. Is location 12 going to be added? What is location 12? Like I said, I'd have to watch SpongeBob again if I were to get a favorite episode. AI controlled jellyfish? Lord. Oh, the location bullshit is like you can tell you can tell the program what location to pick. Patrick's Rock is the teased. Oh well, see, it's teased, but the thing is, it's not finished. And Deezaath was working on Patrick's Rock, and yeah, because he's not around, he can't really finish it. Gary Come Home episode was great. Patrick's Boat. I don't even know what Patrick's Boat is. Who's Deezaath? The other mastermind of AI Sponge. It's just Deezaath and I. You can add Mr. Krabs home. I don't know if the game has that, and I don't know where. I don't know if anyone would have ever bothered to model the interior of Mr. Krabs' house. Yeah, it's just Deezaath and I working on this project. I'm not accepting any external help anymore. Cause not to mention the same person that got my IP, Pristine leaked the source code to him, and he was about to sell my project. He was about to sell the whole thing. He restreamed it on his channel and fucked everything up, and then he was trying to sell the source. Luckily, Pristine at the time had morals and told him not to do so. Either way, that was just a really stupid thing. Wasn't AI open source? That was a completely different project. That's not rebooted or rehydrated. Rehydrated has never been open source and it never will be. I was thinking of doing like a build. That was at the start of this year. It's not happening anymore. Not after the shit I've had to deal with. And for those who don't know, open source basically means, so when you write a program, you code everything and you put that code in a program. Open source basically means you just give that code to the public, meaning people can take it and claim it as theirs. That's why I've always been afraid of the idea open source. I still don't understand why programmers are so insistent on having everything open source. It opens up so many opportunities for malicious people to take your code and claim it as theirs. So that's why a lot of my stuff is just closed source. And if anything, I build it. I don't I don't know if Mrs. Krabs is a thing. Maybe it is. How long has it been just me? Honestly, for a good while, but I've been really distant from this project because I've been exhausted from this project. So I've just been letting it run while I do my other things because I'm a game developer, I'm a music producer, and now I'm dabbling in sound design for an upcoming short film. I'll probably announce it here if you guys are interested, but it is probably one of my most proudest works right now because it's my first time doing sound design. Flying Dutchman, if I can get a model of him fully complete, I could possibly add him as a character. Though it probably wouldn't make sense for him to appear in other locations. Like maybe if I could get like his pirate ship and then add that as a location and make that the only place he can show up in, that would probably work. Add Man Ray. Oh my god, Man Ray would actually be a great addition. Thank you for that. But just remember this stage is going to get deleted, so any suggestions you have, put it in, like, the suggestions channel so I don't lose it or forget. Is the French narrator SpongeBob SquarePants saying something intentionally added? If you're talking about the yelling, no, because once again, I don't control the strokes. The voices just freak out if their voices are trained in properly, and, sometimes that just happens. Add Dirty Bubble because of Bubble Buddy. Maybe. We add Mindy from the SpongeBob SquarePants movie? There was a Mindy? Wait, who was Mindy? The one person that said to add Mrs. Krabs is Mr. Krabs' mom is a 3D model of her. King Neptune would work. The daughter of King Neptune. Don't know who Minnie is. Again, it has been so long since I've watched. It's been so long since I've watched SpongeBob. You're talking about the daughter. Daughter is Mindy. Again, if you have links and such to certain things, put it in the suggestions channel because I will lose everything in this channel. What the hell is Chumbawamba? That doesn't sound SpongeBob related at all. Did you hear about Snow Yellow and the Seven Jellies? No. What else is there? The Singer, Grain of Sand. So what are we doing? I was just kind of going over about what happened today. Now I'm just kind of doing a quick little Q&A while everyone's here. Can add rain, snows only. RiskiVR can add rain, snows only Christmas. That is almost a sentence that I can understand almost. Will Sponge AI do a collab with Alan Becker? Alan Becker is an independent stick figure animator, so I don't think he'd be interested in anything AI related or SpongeBob related. Can it have snow during the Christmas season? Okay, so I've already set up the Christmas stuff from the older versions of AI Sponge rebooted. So I already wrote a script a few days ago that just shows all of those objects when it hits Christmas. That way I don't have to make a build every time the season changes. I made it just so it checks my system date, and if the system date is December, it'll enable those objects. So I don't have to worry about that. The only thing that's gonna be missing is the snow looking like materials on the buildings, because that was a completely different shader, and we recently switched to a different shader, and it doesn't have the snow effect. Does the graveyard location from Rebooted still exist? I actually found that recently, and Christine insisted that it was gone, but I actually found it, like, last week, and it's very outdated, so I don't know if it's gonna work or not. But maybe if Deezaath ever comes back alive, we can work it into a location again. You have any plans for the AI Sponge anniversary? I actually don't know when the anniversary is. Like I said, I haven't really followed up on the AI Sponge thing too deeply. I just continued the project 'cause I thought it was a fun little concept. Jellyfish Fields technically is a location. It exists on the main map. It's just in the background. I could like add spawn points there and call it a location, but I don't know. Also, back on the topic of Dr. Junior, if you guys want to know the origin story behind those strokes, I can give that to you right now because the story is still just embedded into my mind, and I can just tell you how it happened. Okay, so back in January, when we started the Rehydrated project, we didn't have enough money to run the ChatGPT scripts fully. So what would happen is every episode would end off just cut off. So a word would be cut off and then the episode would end. So if someone were to say if it was supposed to be like a next line, it would say squidwa and then it would just like cut off. One day it was Plankton's turn to speak and Mr. Krabs' line was next. So when he said the words Mr., it made the loudest fucking sound imaginable. And so people were curious if other abbreviations did the same thing, and more people started to catch on because, yes, the same thing happened with other stuff. So when they found out that Mister fucked it up, um, they just did it with, doctor, and then they did it with Mrs., and then they did it with junior, then they started combining them, like Mr., Mrs., and then Doctor Junior, and Doctor Junior was the most famous one because that one raised his voice up the most, so that's what got that one to be the most played stroke, and unfortunately, that's kind of what took Rehydrated off, because everyone just would do the same thing. And then Dr. JJ Jr. was just way later because people still try to find other unique ways to break the strokes. Personally, I don't care anymore, but like I still don't like them, but I don't care. I can keep them up. I also, just in case people want it off temporarily, I recently implemented a thing where I can just turn the patch. I could turn the patch on or off whenever I want now during stream. I implemented a thing where I can connect to it remotely, so yeah, if I need to turn it on for any reason, I can. Add the humpback hop and songs from the games in the background. Probably. Use Think from Fools in April. Yeah, I'll need like a ton more sounds if I'm gonna work with it. Maybe I'll make him Bubble Bass and Pearl buzz. Those are annoying. Yeah, the reason why Bubble Bass and Pearl and sometimes Perch, the reason why they buzz is because those are the only three that I have that run locally. Those are not Fakey voices. So when it doesn't work, usually Fakey would just completely skip the request entirely if it does something like that. I'm running it locally, so I don't have a fancy service that has like all this extra code to determine if something failed or not. So when my stuff fails, like the local stuff, it plays that horrid sound. What is the story behind Bubble Bass making the loud static noise? Like I said, if a model isn't trained fully or properly, that's the sound local Tacotron makes if it couldn't generate any voice data. How was the program holding up? Is it up and running when I was absolutely corrupted and shit? No, the program's fine. It's just the JSON file gets corrupted. So that means the topics are like gone. But I had it open this whole time, so people can still submit topics right now while I'm talking about shit. So if you guys want to submit something, go ahead and do it. How do you feel about current topics being suggested, including or excluding the stroke topics? Like I said, you can do whatever you want. I feel like, honestly, the the viewer should be able to um submit whatever they want as long as it's not like offensive or discriminatory. Because like from an outsider's perspective, if I found a funny AI generated stream, I would just want to hop in, submit my topic, and see what happens. Just think of some random fucked up shit in your head, and just see it happen. So I don't want it to be like too strict on the rules, but the only thing I do ask from people is please don't be offensive. Don't use discriminatory slurs like FAG and the N word. I don't like that kind of stuff. I really don't. And to be honest, say a sponge actually makes my grandma feel better when she's sad. I don't think I would have ever come to the conclusion that AI sponge can make an elder person happy. I think that warms my heart a lot. That is super super sweet. How do you feel about the FA stroke? I don't even remember and I don't understand. I don't really know. Can I have $200 so I can buy a Roland Sound Canvas SC88 Pro? I'm a music producer. I don't have money. I'm so broke. Like that's the reason why. Like that's one of the reasons why I keep AI Sponge going because it helps me pay the bills. It helps me keep the stream up. It helps me stay alive. So I can't just give out money to random people. But if I was rich, if I did win the lottery, I'd be handing out money left and right and center. I'd just give everybody whatever they wanted. as long as it's not something too insane. If you're a music producer, you should get one that has cool samples on it. Maybe. I'm not gonna be Mr. Beast. I don't like the idea of being an influencer because, nah, the shit that you can get into with that is stupid. I'm just saying, like, if I had the money and I just saw people just simply saying, "Hey, I really need money for this," I'll validate what you want and then I'll just give it. But unfortunately, I don't think that'll ever happen. Money is extremely tight this year. Inflation is going crazy, and with the election, I hate politics, by the way, but from what I've heard from the election, apparently disability benefits are about to reduce, so I could be completely fucked. 'Cause, yeah, I'm disabled. If I submit a topic right now, would it work? Yeah, it's just like, so here's how it works. The bot that's running right now, the bot is running right now. It saves to a JSON file. And that's what it's doing. It's just saving to a JSON file. And then once I open the program will read the JSON file and just remove the topic once it's loaded because it's playing the topic. Why did Mr. Krabs become so loud only when saying me money? Again, that's a voice training thing. It's just the way the voices were trained. Because the way voice training works is it picks certain areas from voice samples and voice training, and if it thinks that's the best way to make it say a certain something, then it does. But I still don't understand why abbreviations fuck it up. That's just one of the many mysteries of Tacotron and Fake You in general. Maybe a fish command where they just punch or kick. That'd be hilarious, that thought, if we can get a fish, walk up to the current talking character and just punch them. That'd be funny. Unfortunately, again, all the fish commands and all that complicated stuff are like basically anything that involves the Loudward bot is ran by Deezaath because the Loudward bot is ran on Python. I don't know shit about Python. I don't code in Python. I code in C# and I work with Unity. So it's actually like it is impossible to do any Loudward updates. Lifeguard would be very interesting. I don't know where to put him though. How would you react if people started giving birth and spongy fish channels so that kids? I don't know what you wanted me to say to that because that just made me question why I even do this at all. Because you guys are fucking weird sometimes. Did you think Ice Wonder last this long? I don't know. Big Plankton from Sleepy Time. What was that? Oh yeah, when he was like huge or whatever. Have you ever watched Animatic Battle? I don't know what that is. If that's an episode, again, I don't remember episodes by name. It's been way too long since I watched SpongeBob. Why did AI Sponge get taken down the first time? So the first channel was ran off of a friend's main channel, and I had access to the brand account. Ugh. And Paramount struck the stream. And when that happened, it emailed that other person about the takedown, so they deleted the channel out of panic. Bye bye, Quill. Where did you get the Texas title cards? I think I found like an entire archive of them on Reddit or somewhere. I just downloaded it and I just shoved it into the project. So there's like a total of 630 that shuffles. So it's like it's a completely different title every time. And for some reason, the color of the text seems to match with the background a lot, even though the color is literally set to be completely randomized. So it's just always a coincidence. What happened to the song having their title and title card? That's supposed to be there, and if it broke, then that's a YTDL issue. Because we use YTDLP to grab the songs, but we also use YTDLP to grab the metadata. If it broke, then Google did something. Because Google always changes their API, and it is really hard to catch up with Google's API and changing how they do shit. Surprisingly, they didn't break how it downloads yet, so that's fine. Yeah, I know. That's the internal topic, and it's supposed to run through It's supposed to run through a translation layer with the other YTDLP install to get the metadata, and if that's not working, then Google API changed something. Have you been in contact with Jazza? I have, and we talked a little bit back and forth, but they don't respond too often. They're usually like, I guess they're just busy a lot because I barely get a response. But the one time was able to contact him and talk a little bit, I asked him how much of the original AI sponge assets he could give me. Unfortunately, that cease and desist by Paramount was actually pretty serious. He couldn't do anything with the files. He couldn't share them anywhere. So I tried to obtain the files so I could host a OG version sometime, but that's not gonna be possible without the assets. So I can't do anything about that. I do have the camera code though. He was able to send me his camera code so I could make the camera movement look exactly like the old version, where it just glides and then once it gets to the endpoint, it just rotates a little bit. I did like that about the camera motion. I know AI Simpsons also did the same thing, but again, I'm not reaching out to any other AI artists or AI creators because they're the most distrustworthy people in the fucking planet. I do this on my own free time because, like, it's just a fun project to put together. What do you think this AS1 is going in 26? I'm probably not gonna let it go anytime soon. I know the previous people just took it. I know Jazza took it up for the cease and assist. The owner of Rebooted is an asshole and sold it for money because they didn't actually care about the product. They just wanted it for the money. That's why it's just gone and they didn't care. But I care enough to keep this going up. It's an object show. Yep, I know you pinged me like 3 times. I don't really care about that. Coming 2025 Sunday, a revised. There is not going to be a revised. There's not going to be an anything after because I don't plan on dropping AI sponge rehydrated anytime soon. The reason why this was made, once again, is because the last one was gone. So I don't understand why others were trying to make reditions already when this one didn't go anywhere. The whole point of this was because the other ones got removed, deleted, or taken down. And then suddenly, Rehydrated was the one to begin the spin-offs. Like, what happened? There was Revitalized where they didn't even have a show. They just wanted their own toxic community to just bash and rally about the fucking AI sponge community, I guess. It wasn't actually going to be anything. You think you could support it yourself? Like I said, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do about anything Loudward related. Do you think oh wait, that's not it. Realized owner had a mental breakdown in their server, and that's hilarious. Can you have the shit AI generated titles back? I would have to change that. Imagine if Rehydrated became a thing you can run offline on your computer. Well, offline is an interesting term because the program can't run offline. It has to connect to ChatGPT servers and FakeU servers. It's not an offline program. It has to connect to ChatGPT to create the script, and it's got to connect to FakeU for the voices, which, by the way, you have to pay for. You've got to pay for ChatGPT to write these things. Well, we've got API tokens. We have to pay for that. Have you been discouraged by the lower viewership lately? A little bit because not only do not a lot of people know about AI Sponge anymore, but it is impacting the Patreon count because again, disability benefits are going down since the election, and it is very difficult for me to find any job that doesn't mentally break me, and paying bills is like one of the hardest things in life. Can you promote AI Sponge Minecraft server? No one is playing it. I mean, if you want to play it, it's there. But the server is not my priority. The priority of AI Sponge is just trying to get the viewership back up. I wish Deezaath was still around because I did want to eventually add topic suggestion in the YouTube chat. Do you post clips on TikTok? The Rehydrated TikTok is ran by another staff member here. It's not my account, but it does belong to one of our staff members. I don't remember who. But yeah, the staff run the TikTok channel. The reason why we made a TikTok was just because ever since that one TikToker that stole our stream, we basically are trying to get that channel to increase so we can stream on there as well. As much as I don't like streaming on TikTok. Apparently there's a way to do it with just OBS alone, so I'm gonna figure out how to do that. So I'm not using the TikTok OBS software. That is just blatant malware and spyware. Where'd you get your PFP from? This is my character. And this is just one of the emails of my original character. TikTok will be banned next year, so it'll unfortunately be pointless. Yeah, well, TikTok said they were going to get banned next year, last year, and the year before that, and the year before that, and the year before that. So I highly doubt TikTok's going anywhere. Unfortunately, because I despise TikTok as a platform, I think it has completely ruined the way internet videos are distributed and created. Like, no one has any quality standards anymore. Everything is just put it vertically. There's no editing at all. If you go back to like 2012 or earlier, YouTube skits were like the funniest thing ever. Like if you watch Smosh, there's some really good editing put into it. Color correction, sound design. There was a lot of effort put into a funny video. Nowadays, it's find something, re-upload it, add a voice to it, narrate it with a TTS voice, completely decimate the quality, make it vertical. I don't know what happened. We all just went backwards. Because back then, vertical videos were hated. People hated vertical videos at the time. Now it's just become the new standard. I'm pretty sure that AI regular show feature request. Yeah, but the thing is, AI regular shows ran by Pristine, which tried to ruin this community when he was a part of it. He didn't do anything, by the way. He made the ChatGPT prompt, like basically told GPT to create an episode where they do this and that, and the topic is this. That was all he did. He doesn't have any coding knowledge. He hires people to do things for him. And so when he heard about the accusations about me, he immediately assumed that I did wrong and he tried to destroy this server. And then he came back and apologized, and then he deleted the apology. Can you elaborate on what happened with a regular show? Well, I liked the idea of a regular show. It's one of my favorite shows. So I helped create them a Unity project. I helped get it started. I created the intro. I did some Unity refactoring, not Unity, I'm sorry, Unity UI work. So I modernized everything. So that way, if you type something in like a certain field, it works perfectly. Because in Unity, nothing is just given to you for free. You have to create your own systems. And I created a lot of the UI systems. If not all of them, though I don't know if they added any more because, yeah. And ever since Deezaath started doing stuff for that, I didn't have to do much else. And because I didn't do much after that, they removed me off the team because I didn't do enough. When really, you don't need to consistently update your program for it to be good. I left AI Sponge unupdated for 5 months, and it's just fine. I don't want anything to do with Christina either. Honestly, I don't even like speaking about him or ill about him. He speaks ill about me all the time behind my back. I've seen the stuff he says about me. It's pretty cruel and just not necessary, but there's nothing I can do about it. I attempted to reach out to him just to ask him, "Hey, I don't hate you. If we can just drop the negative talk between each other, that'd be great." But they have me blocked, so I couldn't even relay that message either. So, yeah, I just have to deal with the fact that they hate me and they stole my assets and whatever, all the work that I did for starting the project and called it theirs. But it's okay. How do I make my own fish and ass sponge? You either boost the server or you sub on the Patreon. Imagine celebrities started making appearances in AS. Again, Flowey, you're a fucking idiot. Anything I'm adding to AS Sponge has to be SpongeBob related. Talk to you later, Rufflecopter. I'm so sorry I missed your message. These messages are going faster than I could come up with. Or not come up with. My brain's not working. Celebrities and Swap track costumes. That doesn't make sense though. Thank you for appreciating the help. No, I appreciate your help. The short songs you create, they're very, very helpful. By the way, Rufflecopter is the one that makes those short song edits for the intro sequences. It's amazing. You know, a small cooldown so it can't come quite fast. No, it's okay. It's okay. We need a contributor role to add a Rufflecopter. I could. Oh yeah, I should create a contributor role because it is important to acknowledge those who have contributed in some way. Because I can't just give mod to someone because the moderator role in any server really, it's not a privilege. It's not a little badge to show, hey, you did good. Moderation is a job, even if it's like unpaid. It's like it can be voluntary. It's a position of moderation. It's work. It's responsibility. That's how I see the moderation role in any server. That's why you don't just go into a server and go, hey, can I have mod? Because really, you don't want the mod role to moderate. You don't want responsibility. You just want to look special. You want to feel special. You want that role and to like be like, oh my god, look at me, I have this big ass role now. That is why I think the idea of giving people randomly mod because they did something useful is a good thing. Moderation is responsibility, not an achievement badge. Even promotion to mods is long deliberated over. We do, yeah. Thank you, Joe. You're on Mario Kart Double Dash. Don't know what Double Dash is, but I played the new deluxe game on Switch. It's alright. When we had a different over, he used to mod about just about everyone. Yeah, that was pristine. He didn't know what he wanted to do. Like I said, he doesn't run anything. He just kind of let hell loose. Why does Plankton become deformed? If the animator turns on too quick while it's in a ragdoll mode, there is a chance where it just completely fucks the armature, and it happens very often actually. He was an owner. He just wrote. Yeah, he wrote the Chibi script, and then he just was kind of like the community manager, basically. Like he was kind of like just, yeah, he was kind of just managing the community. I don't know why I trusted him on that, but I didn't really know him that well yet. Eventually, the true colors came, and yeah. But whatever. So I had my own Rehydrated channel for the stream, but Pristine insisted that I used his channel because he thinks it would get more views. So the streams were always ran on my computer. I was just streaming it to his channel with his stream key. He also kept asking me to transfer ownership of Rehydrated to him several times. Obviously, I was not going to let that happen. That was before March 14th as well. So imagine if I did, and then March 14th came. This server would have been gone, deleted, obliterated if I let that happen. That's why I don't trust anybody. Yeah, I don't transfer anything to anyone anymore. Because before, I had made that mistake with something else. I transferred my game on Steam to someone who was going to publish our game, and they wouldn't transfer it back for a whole 2 years because the second half of those 2 years, like the last year, they were just so insistent of keeping my game from me. It was horrible. I had to fight with so many legal teams, like the Steam DMCA team and the Valve DMCA department, and I had to contact them through so many support tickets. They kept on dropping me and going like, oh, well, I guess you got to get a lawyer, but we can't help. But yeah, Eventually, we got that sorted after nagging Valve enough times. I guess it was after the fact that they tried to delete the game entirely off of Steam and wipe it entirely. I finally got it back though. The control is under my hands now, so if you guys want to play my rhythm game, it's not done still. There's still a lot of issues with it, but honestly, after all that bullshit, I haven't been motivated to touch that. But there's still several other Unity projects that I'm working on, whether it be games or programs, and I'm working on music and sound design for short films. But if you want to play the game, it's called Rhythm Bang on Steam, or you can just look up my name on the store page. You'll find it. And next year, sometime next year, we're going to release Smug Force. That's going to be a new game on Steam. It's going to be a third-party anime movement shooter. And I know Pristine still constantly shit talks me. Like I said, I tried reaching out to him. I was intending on keeping things on neutral terms. I was gonna simply ask him, "Hey, I don't hate you. If we can just drop the negative tension between us, like just please stop with the talking bad behind my back, because I don't do that. I don't think you should." It just feels unfair. I couldn't even say that because I was blocked, and I wasn't gonna go out my way to try to find a way to relay the message. I just didn't care. I didn't care that much. Anyway, I've been here long enough. I've been here way too long. The topics, Jason, must be huge now. Assuming people were adding topics. Yeah. Let's go ahead and get the stream started up. Who wants to stream up right now? Who wants me to start the stream? Alrighty. Also, Go Smokeless, I did see the message. I appreciate it, but honestly, if we changed Squidward's voice model, we would lose the iconic "Can we please?" because that's always different every time you retrain a model. So, that's why I don't want to change his model. Though I would appreciate an update on the Bubble Bass voice, because I know he was reused in the new modern episodes of SpongeBob, which is pretty sad on Paramount's part. But if we could use those, since I assume it's the original voice, we could use that on top of the original samples and train a new Bubble Bass voice on top of that. What ears does your avatar have? Oh, they're cat ears. Is this model hosted locally? Yes, yes, it is. The locally hosted models are Perch, Bubble Bass, and Pearl. What are some ways the community can get the word out to increase viewership? Honestly, I have no idea. That's for you guys to figure out, because I don't know. Squared is available on FakeU. It's on FakeU, but it pulls from the cache from FakeU, because that's usually what loading ATM link does. But it's not directly accessible, or it's not publicly accessible anymore. Only directly with the API, because they were made by the rebooted owner, and he deleted them all. Talking about how great AI Sponge is outside of the server would be a good way. Yeah, for sure. Oh, it's voiced by another person? Damn. Do you have Mario Party for the Switch? I barely have money, so I can't drop $70 on a Nintendo game. I did for Splatoon because I really love Splatoon, but other than that, I can't get more Nintendo games than that. As much as I would love to play more Nintendo games, I can't. They're too expensive. Will there be any alternative one for Sandy when she's in her tree dome? That would be a good idea. Oh, then again, bleh, 3D models. Why doesn't this laugh like that? Like again, it's all just voice training stuff. Hold on 1 second. It was peace out. It was nice behind the scenes of the stream. Yeah, you're welcome. I'm streaming on YouTube. I'm not doing Discord streams anymore because of the lack of clipping and the basically lack of anything. I don't have any direct control when it's on Discord. Honestly, I don't even know if I want to do a Heat Death of the Universe event, mainly because imagine you're a viewer that just put their topic in and you wait so long to see your topic get played, and the moment your topic plays, someone fucks up the whole stream and you don't get to see your topic play. There needs to be more stroke words. Again, I don't control what words it says. I don't control how it reads them. The only reason why a patch was possible was because you want to know what that patch was? That patch was super easy. All I did was make it so if the patch was enabled, it would add an extra period at the end of every sentence. That's all it does. It just adds an extra period to the input. That's all the patch does. Schedule stream. Sorry, I looked away and I missed so many stages are being archived. No, like I said, once I'm done with this, I'm deleting the stage channel. I just made this because I was like, man, I should really just give some insider info on what happened there. And then it just kind of turned into a Q&A. All right, I'm getting the stream ready. What sucks is I'm pretty sure 200 people are not going to show. They're not going to show up. Those the rest of the 200 people that are there for the mishap are not going to be there. Even if you put a specific sample in a voice model, it's not going to grab off of that. The AI will just be trained and just it'll pick it off from wherever it wants to be. Doesn't matter if you include it in or not. Spin streams. Here we go. If Smokeless is still in the chat, one thing I could request is maybe if you could make an updated version of the intro video. I don't know if you made it, but if you did make it, if you can make a updated version of the disclaimer video, because I've seen the same one play over and over again. I feel like it deserves a little refresh. Opinion on midis? Yeah, they exist. Flowery, if I open up that link and it's Deltarune related and not SpongeBob related, I'm putting you on timeout for 24 hours. You're welcome for the Q&A. Also, that was not perfect for the stream. That's just stupid. Love you too, Suzumic. Love all of you. Cherry, Mario fan, you guys are awesome. Upcoming? What? Why not go live? What do you think of the uprise of AI show saturating market? I mean, if you work hard on putting together an AI show yourself, I think it's fine. I have another AI show idea. I just need to find where I can get those models. I want to find 3D models. I want to find ways to get the voice models and 3D models and environments. Yeah, I can definitely get Terry to do voices, but for the 3D models and environments, I'd have to get someone else. And for the AI functionality, I would need Deezaath's help. I'm not gonna say what it is because I don't want to risk getting it, like getting the idea stolen, and then someone else has already like started it up. Because this is something I'm thinking of, and if I can get it done, I want to put it out there. Is it Terry or Tari? I'm sorry. AI TF2 would be fun. I think that'd be pretty funny, but I'm not invested in TF2. I don't know anything about it. It's never been interesting to me, but I'm pretty sure someone else can do that. AI generating less amount of AI. Well, it does. AI Sponge does generate AI topics if there's nothing in the queue. Whatever it is, we'll definitely support it. Hell yeah. Would you guys want to get get notified for when we drop the short film that I'm working on? It's directed by my friend and he's doing like all the visuals and acting and all that. I'm doing the music and sound design. Working on a short film. It's not done yet, but it is set to come out sometime next month. Jeff in the Metaverse 2. The first one is already up, but the first one was more of a shit post, as it's just a parody song. The second one is going to strive to an actual story. We're actually going to actually make it a story now. It's gonna have plot. It's gonna have an actual storyboard and everything. It's gonna have its own parody song the same way the first one did as well. So we don't gotta worry about that. What's your opinion on the AI Family Guy? After talking with the people there, like the people that run it, it's not too bad. I always just assumed that they were negative because the moment I took off with Rehydrated, they banned me from AI Peter silently. But I wanted to assure them that I'm not toxic at all. I don't think their AI show is bad. I don't see AI shows as a competition. A lot of AI owners do see it as a competition, though. Do you ever make parodies of games? I don't even think that's possible. And I've already made a Baldy mod for Lethal Company. So if you play Lethal Company, you can get the Baldy mod for Lethal right now. He was fun to make for that. I hate FNF and I am sick and tired of hearing about Pizza Tower. I never want to ever touch Pizza Tower ever in my life. I sit around that one ASMunch repository in Unity. If you're talking about like the public open source one that Park kind of just like scrapped together, it's not mine. It's not mine to fuck with. It's way overposted. I don't know why it is a thing in AI Sponge. It has nothing to do with SpongeBob at all whatsoever. There probably is, but as long as they like ran the voices through the SpongeBob AI voices, I guess it's fine. I don't I can still hate it, and I do. But if that's what you want to make the program do, go for it. I don't care. Why are we here if we can talk? It's basically just supposed to be like a Q&A. And I assure you, the moment I allow you guys to speak, it'll be complete chaos. Though I have tried to join the public voice chat before. No, barely anyone is in the voice chat. If there was like stuff going on in the voice chat, I would join periodically, but no one's in the voice chat anymore. This is the only way I can get your guys' attention verbally. Well, yeah, obviously the staff have the ability, but this is just kind of like, I just kind of like wanted to speak with you guys. AI Jeffy. If you think Jeffy is funny, you really need to change direction of what you think is funny. It's not funny. He's basically the main reason why Super Mario Logan went down the shitter. I loved SML back in like early 2000s, like when it was like 2013, 14. I think even earlier than that. You know, when they had Black Yoshi and then they had like actual storylines with the Stupid and Dumb Adventures. Those were sick. And then they introduced that one new character when they were in the apartment, and it's kind of sad because it just became the most obvious thing, which then got them on the news, which is what ended up getting parents to complain to YouTube, and then I guess YouTube reported this information about this happening with Nintendo characters to Nintendo, so they got informed about it, and that's when Nintendo sent the cease and desist to Super Mario Logan. I promise you, if Jeffy didn't exist, I'm pretty sure SML would still be the same SML they were many years ago without Jeffy, with not cease and desisted, with the plushies. How you use it to make an AI show? Well, you need Python knowledge, C# knowledge, Unity knowledge, API knowledge. So yeah, get to learning how to code if you want to make an AI show. Logan said he regret. When did he say that? If he did, kudos to him for finally being honest. And I know he probably still does it because it generates him money. But yeah, I think Jeffy is what took SML down in the end, because they just started going way too far with Jeffy. Like they made him say racial slurs, and then yeah, that's what got them on the news. And then the news brought attention to parents, which then parents complained to corporations. Lore to Strokes. You are out of your mind. Oh yeah, the bad word episode, that one was lame. They would just use the FAG word over and over again throughout the whole episode. And it wasn't funny. Anyway, yeah, support the stream if you can. Follow the TikTok so we can get it to 1,000. Because once we get it to 1,000, we can stream on there as well. Sub to Patreon. I need them. I really do need the money if I'm gonna stay alive here. Where's the link? I lost the link. Here it is. Stream is online. Go ahead and watch it. I will see you guys later. Thanks to those who stuck around the whole time and tuning in. I'll catch you all another time. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye-bye, Magna.